It is a blur from the middle of the map, and today I'm back with this story time on pretty much on why I got rid of my intro and outro for my YouTube channel, and the new direction is working for me. So this story time starts off sometime in 2026. I'll say the mid part of 2026, and pretty much my channel, for people that don't know, my channel wasn't just known for content, but for my catchy intros and outros. When it comes to YouTube, the reason why I actually did intros and outros for my channel, and I've done them from over the years, I've had about 3 or 4 intros and outros, was because singing intros and outros, there's a small percentage of content creators that have that. And that was my main reason for it. It was something different. I wasn't into the idea of a simple visual presentation when it comes to an actual intro, outro for my channel. I wanted to spice it up a little bit, do something a little unique, different with YouTube, and it had been working for over some of the years I've done content for my channel. So let's jump right into the story. So there was a week where I uploaded, right? And I uploaded about 3 videos a week. That is my normal routine that I've had for my channel for this year. Not the whole year, but it started this year, 2026. And this week was a rough week for me when it came to my YouTube channel, all right? So I had 3 different videos, all right? 3 different videos on my channel. And the thing was, they had an intro and an outro. And all of the videos had a hard time to get a click rate. It would start off like maybe 1.0 click rate, 0.8 click rate, 0.5. And, you know, me looking at the YouTube Studio app, which I tell people, look at it, but don't become obsessed with it. I noticed, I said, man, I look at the videos and I see like people are really looking at the intro of my videos and then going to the outros. There's no I'm coming to your video just to watch it. And me personally, I said, wow, this is crazy to me, because I know for a fact over the years, people say, look, I love the intro. I enjoy the video content that you present out there. And then your outro. That's what it was, you know, intro, outro. And then what gets me is too, I don't have a super long intro. I've been to some people's channels, the intro way longer than mine. The outro way longer than mine. I'm like, how are people invested, you know what I'm saying, in their channel when people have super duper long intros and outros? That wasn't even the case. I had a short, sweet intro, outro of myself when it came to it. And personally, this wasn't getting me anywhere. I got to keep the bucket mean with you guys. I'm like, what can I do? You know what I'm saying? Then the following 2 weeks, it was the exact same scenario. I'm like, now I got to realize that this is not working for me. And me being stubborn about it is getting me nowhere at all. You know what I'm saying? So what I thought about, I sat and thought. I said, now, I know I was known for intros and outros right along with my videos, but I realized, I said, this is not working for me. Because we have to be honest with ourselves sometimes. And I know sometimes that we do not want to be our honest critic to our own self. I said, this ain't working for me no more. Why continue to go this path for my channel? So instead, I went the opposite route for my channel. The thing that I don't really like as much worked for me. So let's talk about the new direction. So after those 3 or 4 weeks of me uploading videos 3 times out of a week, I did something different. I cut down a little bit of some of my visual presentation for it, and then my visual presentation for the outro, and then I had my video, right? So that following week, I noticed I had a better click rate for my videos. People stayed majority of the videos. I had a better turnout overall. So me not being stubborn helped me. It made me understand what worked for me in the past may not work for me in the present or the future. Because let it be known, let's keep it a buck and a bean. If I would have kept going the direction I was in for the rest of 2026, going forward to 2027, I would be stuck literally again. I saw the click rate improvement jump to 8.0%, 9.0%. You know what I'm saying? Big numbers, better overall. When I had the intro and outro, they weren't staying. And I know the reality of it. I've seen some of the comments. Oh, I love your intro. I love your outro. But you don't want to see the videos. You're just here for the intro and the outro. And I had to understand. I said, nah, I gotta do something else. I gotta do something else. Even if it's something I'm not completely willing to like be completely invested in. I said, look, I gotta try something different because clearly this is not working for my channel. And I realized a simpler approach was a better turnout for me. And I said, man, this is crazy that I had to understand that because I was so, like I said before, just set in my ways. I'm like, no, I'm keeping my intro and outro at some point in time. But I had to understand clearly I don't have that anymore. I don't have that. Maybe those people might have left my channel that were invested in that right along with the video. But I'm so glad I went with this choice. I know a lot of people didn't understand. They said, "Oh, blerd man 365, why are you getting rid of these things? Because this is no longer working for me." You know what I'm saying? You're not in my shoes. You may not understand this. And I realized, I said, you know what? I gotta do something different. Even though this approach, simpler, was a better approach. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm like, I don't really want to go there, but maybe I need to give it a try, you know? And I think that's one thing I love about YouTube. You got to learn about being flexible and adaptable and comfortable with change. And that has always been a thing with YouTube. If you're not adaptable, you're not willing to be flexible with change, you might be stuck for quite a while. You know what I'm saying? Because you're so used to, I'm going to do it this way. That's the only way that's going to work for me. No, sometimes you got to be willing to be flexible and understand if that used to work for you, that may not work for you anymore. But it is the hardest working blerd on YouTube, guys. You tell me in the comments, if you're a content creator, what are some changes that you made with your channel that have made your channel a bit more successful when it comes down to it? It is the hardest working blerd on YouTube, guys. Thank you so much for liking the videos and also subscribing, commenting so I can get on the YouTube algorithm. Also sharing as well because I want other people to come across my channel that may not know about my channel. But it is the hardest working blerd on YouTube, guys. Thank you so much, legends, and I am out.